An insurance company sells 40% of its renter policies to home renters and the remaining 60% to apartment renters. Among home renters, the time from policy purchase until policy cancellation is exponential with mean 4 years. And among apartment renters, it is exponential with mean 2 years. Calculate the probability that the policyholder is a home renter given that a renter still has a policy after 1 year of purchase. So let H be the event that a person is home renter, A be the event that the person is apartment renter. We are given that P of H is 0.4, P of A is 0.6. So the next thing is policy duration. Let X be the policy duration time for home renters and Y be the policy duration time for apartment renters. And we are told that these times are exponentially distributed. So respective CDFs would be f of x equals 1 minus e to the negative x over 4, and g of y would be 1 minus e to the minus y, 1 minus e to the, so this should be negative 1 minus e to the negative x by 4, and g of y is 1 minus e to the negative y by 2, because 4 is the mean for the home renters and 2 is the mean for apartment renters. So we are interested in the situation that a renter still has the policy after 1 year, because we read the last line, we are saying calculate the probability that the renter policyholder is a home renter given that the renter still has a policy after 1 year. So we are interested in the probability that the duration of the policy is at least 1 year. So, or greater than 1 year, doesn't matter since it's a continuous distribution. So probability x greater than 1 equals 1 minus probability x less than equal to 1, and probability of x less than equal to 1 is the cumulative function at 1. And so when we substitute 1 in here, this whole thing ends up being 0.7788. Similarly, the probability that a home renter will still have the policy after 1 year, that's 1 probability y greater than 1, that would be 1 minus probability y is less than equal to 1, so that's 1 minus g of 1. So when we substitute the 1 over here, it ends up being 0.6065. And let S be the event that the renter still has a policy after 1 year. So we were to find probability that it's a home renter given that the person still has a policy after 1 year, or given that the duration of policy is at least 1 year. If we go back to the problem, calculate the probability that it's a home renter given that the renter still has a policy after 1 year. And we are calling S to be the event that you still have a policy after 1 year. So we are to find probability H given S, that by our basic formula would be probability H and S divided by probability S. So the probability of S that you still have, S is the event that you still have a policy after 1 year. So that would be equal to that you could be a home renter and you still have a policy after 1 year, or you could be an apartment renter and you still have a policy after 1 year. These are the only two possibilities, and these are mutually disjoint. So that's why the addition rule just gives us a straight addition or changes into addition. And now probability of H and S would be the probability H times probability X, given then probability of X being greater than 1, so that you are a home renter and you still have a policy after 1 year, so that will be the probability you're a home renter. and times probability that you have the policy after 1 year and you are a home renter. So that probability is probability x greater than 1. Similarly, probability you're an apartment renter and you still have the probability after 1 year, so that'd be P of A times P of Y given then Y greater than 1. So remember, and changes into multiplication. And when we substitute all these values, we have the probability x greater than 1, probability y greater than 1, and we have the probability of h, and we have the probability of a. And all this ends up being 0.46 when we substitute the values. We go up. We have pH is 0.4, PA is 0.6. So we substitute those here. And then probability x greater than 1 was calculated to be 0.7788, and probability y greater than 1 was calculated to be 0.6065. So 0.46 is choice C.